Well, a former Storm Lake resident and her four-legged companions will show off their talent on tonight's season premiere of America's Got Talent right here on KTIV. Amy Freeze discovered her dogs Daisy May and 6-year-old Basset Hound, and Clifford, a 4-year-old red bloodhound, had talent in running an obstacle course. Now, she says Basset Hounds can be stubborn, but after 4 years of daily training, it became a breeze. Bree says social media of her dogs in action blew up on TikTok, helping her eventually land a tryout for the show.
One of the ways we got better was to post videos we took videos of her doing agility, and we'd watch them, and we noticed that they were really funny. So we started posting and just people got a laugh out of seeing her kind of mess around and be silly.
Oh, look at those ears, yeah. After passing a video audition process, the family traveled to California to perform in front of an audience. The pups had a day to get used to the course and the new atmosphere. Free says having a different breed of dog enjoy this type of training is amazing, and she's grateful to share it.
We've made adjustments for her with her bar height and with how close I stayed with her, just to keep her motivated and keep her going. She absolutely wants to do everything that she's doing. She loves it, but she just needs kind of some additional consideration because she's sassy and she's short.
Again, Freeze and the dogs, they'll appear in America's Got Talent at 7 o'clock right here on KTIV.